Hello and welcome to this week's episode of My CP Does Not Define Me, where we focus less on the this and more on the ability of what we can do. Join us each and every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, live on the Disability Global Broadcast, Facebook Live, and LetGoRadio.net. Looking forward to seeing you there.
What's up, everybody? It's D to the J with a roll away, and I know it has been a long month since I've been with you guys, but let me tell you, I've gone through it. And when I say I've gone through it this past month, I was sick for about 2.5 weeks, and then I went through the recovery of getting over everything. So, kind of just to go through I'm still dealing with a little bit, as you can hear, but basically, I got a really bad case of bronchitis, and I had to go on antibiotics for a week, and it was just the whole, and then the side effects of the antibiotic, and then that's why I'm doing this show. So many people think that they're tough. Um, in the winter months when it's cold, don't go outside with a jacket. I'm just going a short distance. I'm just going here. I'm going there. I don't need, to put on a long sweater. It's only 55 degrees outside. Um, First of all, you got to listen to your body. And I'm going to tell you, having cerebral palsy, I'm getting older every year, 42 years old. People don't think about the time that you spend outside in the late hours. No matter what chair you're in, when your body gets cold with CP and you lock up and you spasm, it makes everything else 10 times worse. And I've told people before, you've got to listen to what your body is telling you. I know that I'm not one to put things off, but when you are sick, you have to heal. And when I was sick for the week and a half, I was sick for the first 72 hours. I had a fever of 101.2, and all I wanted to do was sleep because my body was trashed. I mean, when it hit me, I remember it was Thursday night. A friend came over and they coughed, and I was like, "Y'all need to leave. Y'all are sick. I don't want to get sick too." Um, I didn't know they were sick at the time because nobody told me. And they were here, and next thing you know, they're coughing and sneezing, and it gets on me. And then I get sick. And when I get sick, I'm done. It's not, little. So I don't get sick often, but when I do, I'm down. And that's the thing. I don't ever sleep for 72 hours straight. I slept on meds and antibiotics for 72 hours. I didn't want to eat. I didn't want to drink anything. I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to move. I was like, look, just let me die where I stand and where I'm laying, and that's it. And my, fiance was trying to get me to eat and trying to get me to drink. I did, maintain some fluids, but I couldn't keep anything down. And it was just one of these things where, your body doesn't want to do anything. Everything wants to come out, nothing wants to come in. And it's already hard enough to transfer from the bed to the chair, and then get in the chair, go to the bathroom, transfer from the chair to the toilet, do what you got to do, transfer, back to the toilet, from the toilet to the chair, back to the bed. I did that 3 or 4 times, and then the energy levels just wiped, and then the antibiotics made things where it started healing the virus or the infection, but the side effects were pure hell. And the reason I'm doing this show is everybody thinks they're Superman. It's not going to happen to me. I'm fine. I don't need your help. I don't need the doctor. I don't need medicine. I'm going to be just fine. I'll take some vitamin C, and push on through. When you don't listen to your body and you hurt, and I'm talking about longer than a day, I'm talking about longer than 48 hours. If you've got a pain inside your body that lasts more than 48 to 72 hours, you need to get seen. And the hard part about this is it was over Martin Luther King Day weekend, and nobody was going to be in my doctor's office until Tuesday because they, were closed. So I would have had to go to urgent care or something like that. Well, me being, knowing what to do, I had my NyQuil, my Dayquil, my Tylenol, my Mucinex, and I'm doing all that stuff. And then I had to go to zithromycin, which I had from my doctor because I get sick about once a year. And when I get sick hard once a year, it's one of those things that it just knocks me down. And so the reason I'm doing this show is to bring awareness to the fact that when you hurt for a long period of time, your body is trying to tell you something. When you have a fever for a long period of time, your body is trying to tell you something. But we as people want to be the, I know what I've got, I know what I need, I know where I'm going, I know what I'm doing, and I'm not going to go to the doctor because I don't want to pay this, or I don't want to have this, or I don't have the insurance, and blah, blah, blah. Sometimes you got to bite the bullet and you got to go because you've got to get seen and you've got to know for fact if there's something seriously wrong. I've seen the signs of stroke happen right in front of me, and it is a scary freaking thing to have someone have a stroke or have a seizure in front of you, and then all of a sudden their body shuts down. I'm not talking about minor stuff. Everything starts out minor, okay? Everything starts out minor unless you don't listen to your body, you wait too long, and you say, oh, I'll go next week. Oh, I'll go next month. I've got an appointment coming up in August. I'll just go then. I don't need to go to the doctor. I'm going to take this pill, and this one pill is going to cure everything. The last time I checked, they don't have one pill to cure everything. I wish they did. But so many people go through things and they tough it out until it's too late. And one of the reasons that I started the show late tonight is because I hadn't eaten, and my appetite's just not what it's been because of the sickness that I had. So, you go through life thinking you're the know-it-all person that can't be told medically. Like my mom, she can be sick as a dog, and I can tell Mom, you need to go to the doctor. No, I don't need to go to the doctor. Don't know. I'm a nurse. I know what to do. Everybody needs to go to the doctor to get checked once in a while. It has to happen. And if you have a disability on top of that, everything is compiled into more. Because, not only are some of us confined to wheelchairs because we use a wheelchair all the time, not only do some of us not walk, some of us use crutches. Some of us, may walk with a limp. Some of us may, be toe walkers or whatever. Depending on the cerebral palsy that you have, or the disability that you have, you got to listen to what your body tells you. This guy that's right up here is one of probably the best teachers in the world. He used to push himself hard going through his 20s and 30s. Going, I'm bad to the bone. Nothing can happen to me until you learn about type 2 diabetes, until your blood sugar drops so low because you haven't eaten that it knocks you on your ass and you go, wait a minute, what happened? And there are common examples as to why people eat conveniently. We are in a world right now where we can go get a cheeseburger for $2. And we can't make a salad because a salad, you go and get the stuff for a salad, it costs us $8. Okay, well, I want to think about something. When you choose to eat right and do things the right way It may cost you a little bit more, but it's going to save your life in the long run. Now, one thing over being sick, guys, let me tell you, I lost a lot of weight. Okay. I weighed 243 pounds when I went to the doctor. I don't weigh 243 pounds anymore. I've lost over 20 pounds in a 3-week period because my appetite has just not been there. When you're sick and you're down, it's got you. And you've gotta listen to your body, number one. If people would start listening to their body and get checked out more often, I go to the doctor every 6 weeks because the medical facility that I'm at, if they catch something, they want to catch it early. Now, David, I've known my whole life, and he's taught me since 1998. Okay, so you got a guy that's been around for a while. Okay, David was balls to the wall, pedal to the metal all the time. And it's one of those things where when you go hard all the time and you don't slow down, you are massively killing yourself and you don't realize it. You know, I don't need to go to sleep right now. I can work 3 more hours and then I get, I'll go to sleep. The body needs to shut down to rebuild. If the body doesn't shut down, I'm going to tell you what's happened. Eventually, you're going to develop insomnia. Your body eventually will lethargically not sleep. And then all of a sudden, you will cease to shut down, but your body will go into insanity. If once you have about 7 to 10 days without sleep, your body starts changing and things inside your kidneys, your liver starts shutting down because it cannot support being up all the time. With spastic CP, I have to have them monitor my medicine. And if you're on medicines, please, guys, get your blood work done and get this stuff checked. These medicines can attack your liver, your pancreas, your kidneys, your brain. There's a rare brain disease now that a lot of these medications are causing, and it's new to me. I had never heard about it, but it's called PCL, and it decapitates your neurological system and your brain cells, and it makes you become a vegetable. And this stuff is written on the prescriptions that you're taking, okay? Make sure that you're consulting with your physician. And listen, if you're not honest with your physician, you're not being honest with yourself. If you have high blood pressure and you don't tell somebody, high blood pressure can kill you faster than anything else in the known world. High cholesterol can kill you faster. And it's one of those things that sneaks up on you. Okay. Your cholesterol should be below, in between the 120 to 160. Okay. If your cholesterol is any higher than that, you're looking at, once you get in the 200s, your body is going to start developing plaque. Okay, and this goes against your heart and it prevents your heart to pump. And then all of a sudden, when your heart, which is a muscle, has to overwork itself to pump, the muscle will wear out. And I don't want to sit here and preach to you guys and think, I've got a PhD in this and an MD in this. I don't. But what I'm trying to tell you guys is, if you don't listen to your body and go to the doctor like you should, you're going to kill yourself. And the problem with that is, I don't care what kind of athlete you are. I don't care what kind of individual you are. If you don't take care of yourself, I don't think anything that you do, eventually you will shut down and your body will make you shut down to where you can't do a damn thing. And then you're going to go, what happened? I don't understand. Charles said this: as a pro boxer with my CP, my team forced me to take my medicines for my boxing license. You have to, when you're competing in martial arts, in tournaments, I take certain muscle relaxers that I have to take. Well, one of my muscle relaxers stopped working. So my doctor got in contact with a neurologist, which is a specialist that deals with cerebral palsy, a neurological condition that has a lack of oxygen to the brain during birth, just so you know what that is, during birth, after birth, or before. Okay. She got in touch with a neurologist, and I got on a better muscle relaxer to help me out at night. It's a 2 milligram medicine, and I actually feel better. The problem is you've got to communicate with your doctors and let them know what is happening to you as this stuff occurs. Okay? The problem is we as people are stubborn. Okay? Because we want to do what we want to do. We want to go where we want to go. And it really is sad to see someone that knows they have a medical condition or knows there's something wrong with them to be so stubborn to say, you know what, I cannot do this. I cannot keep eating like this. You know, I'm so proud of going back to David. You know, I look at what David has been through in his life. We had lunch together probably about, I guess it was about 3 months ago. And he said, you know, I used to go in the restaurant and eat a appetizer and an entree and a dessert and 2 burgers and fries and this and that. And he said, you know what? I had to change my life. I just don't eat like in that anymore. I will get something and split it and eat until my body tells me not to eat anymore and stop. You know, you gotta, and eating fast. Swallowing your food whole. Eating as fast as you can. Let it digest and let your body make sure that it's full before you go and order something else. You got to be sensible with yourself, guys. My buddy Tony that I'm training in martial arts has lost like 30 pounds because he's working out every day. Now that I'm not sick, I'm working out again. I went to an open mat sparring session with Jack Dart the Saturday before last. And I was able to spar. Now, I was still not feeling as well as I could have been, but I was able to spar and get some of the workout that I needed and, get back in the game again. Now I have a tournament in March 3rd at Colonial High School. So when I have a tournament, I start my eating regimen that I always do. I do chicken. I don't do a lot of beef. I do 8 ounces of chicken, 6 ounces of fish, or 8 ounces of beef, or 4 ounces of beef if I do that. And you've got to eat, several times a day to keep your metabolism up, but it's all in portion control and how you do it. My brother is a personal trainer. I've gotten with him many times on my weight plan that I want to get on. He showed me the weight plan that I need to be on, and I stick to that weight plan for a tournament. And even after that tournament, and what I realized is when you do tournaments back to back, you got to be careful because you don't have a lot of time to train from tournament to tournament to tournament and let your body rest from what you go through. So here's the thing. I usually do 3 to 4 tournaments a year. This year I'm doing 6 because last year I didn't compete. In 2023, I didn't compete. 2022, because of COVID, I didn't compete. So a lot of things happen to where I would compete maybe in one tournament, and that was it because of COVID that was floating around. And people think COVID is done. COVID is not done. COVID is still out there. There's a new vaccine out. Talk to your physicians, folks. If you're vaccinated, get this 4th vaccination. It's important. And people think, oh, I got the 3. I'm going to be fine. I'm not going to catch COVID. I've said before, The shot doesn't prevent you from catching COVID. The shot helps to nullify some of the symptoms. Understand what you're getting into and the facts that you know before you get into it. Don't let your facts get misconstrued. Now, my show is not going to be very long today because I am still on the road to recovery. I'm back to where I need to be, but I wanted to get up here and let you guys know, most importantly, listen to your body, okay? When somebody tells you, man, you don't look right, do you feel okay? Talk to somebody. Make sure that you're being honest with yourself. Make sure that you're being honest with your wife and your kids and the people around you that are in your circle. Because if you don't, it's going to make you pay later. Charles said, I need to say this to you and your viewers. IW sat for years and years, 4 hours at a time. As a kid, I didn't know how much damage I would do. Now at 40, my hips are shot. Yeah, I had serial casting done when I was 15, because all I used to do is W set, where your legs go back in the shape of a W, and it was comfortable for me. It was easy for me to W sit on the floor. Now, I, it's dangerous for you to do that, and it can destroy your hips, as Charles is telling you. His hips are shot. But if you don't listen to your doctors and you don't do what they tell you, it's not going to matter, because it's the stubbornness inside of humanity that's destroying us. That's the bad part about it. Going on, and one of the worst things that I did was get out of therapy when I got out of it. I should have kept therapy. I never did. I waited, and once I was out of it in school, I didn't get it. And I could have used that to continue my own way. Now, I do train myself a lot with martial arts, and I have learned a lot from Jack Dart and Willie Hunter, Jeff Hunter, and different martial artists all around the world. Preston Rogers, Lewis Clay, uh, um, goodness gracious. Uh, there's so many. Rodney Cheeseman, all of these martial artists that I've learned from, Isaiah Pace, all these black belts and martial artists that have shown me, try doing this, try eating this, go for this. Don't substitute some of the fat. Drink water. I'm gonna tell you this, and I know you probably have heard it. If you drink water 6 days a week, if you can drop down to one soda a week, or cut out soda completely, you will lose 20 pounds in water weight a year. Soda is my weak point. I had drank soda a lot. I still do. I'm cutting down now because of the tournament, because I know I've got to be able to move. Okay. Here's the thing with CP. The more weight I put on my body, the harder it is to move. David knew that. Charles knew that. And when I was a kid, and told me, listen, when you hit 35, your metabolism is going to slow down. When your metabolism slows down and that shit starts catching up with you, you will start to gain weight. If you don't find a way to move in your chair, to work out, to go to the gym, and to keep that weight off, everything that you're doing your body's going to collapse on itself. When I started karate, I was 302 pounds. I worked in karate for 12 years, got myself down to 202. I was down to 202 pounds. But I chose to make the wrong life decision and I got myself back up. Now I'm working to keep the weight off. When you knock the weight off and you keep it off, it is harder to keep the weight off than to start losing it, because eventually you're going to plateau. Okay. Doesn't matter what diet plan you do. Doesn't matter what kind of Bowflex or Nordic Track or Total Gym. Doesn't matter what you do. You're going to plateau eventually. You have to learn how to train differently as you age, because your body is not the same. A 51-year-old man is not going to be the same as a 30-year-old man. But a 70-year-old man is not the same as a 50-year-old man. You've got to learn to do what your body allows you to do and not push too hard. Because when you break or you pop something at a later age, man, 18, you can break an arm. That son bitch will grow back in 6 weeks. Add about 30 years to that and break something, and it takes longer to recover, for the body to heal, and the harder you push. And if you don't listen to your therapist and what your doctors tell you, you're going to penalize yourself. Milton said this: yes, I used to love Dr. Pepper, but when I had kidney stones, my doctor told me to stay away from dark soda. Now all I drink is water. Charles said this: I don't drink black pop at all. 8 years now. My body's a lot healthier. Talking about the parts that get worn out. I'm 51 and my left shoulder is worn out due to the CP. A lot of people that are in manual chairs have shoulder problems. My roommate right now is almost 42 years old, almost same age as me, and has a torn labrum in his shoulder, and there's a hole there, and he hasn't gotten the surgery that he needed because he pushes a manual chair. And that shoulder, when it gets cold, that shoulder will lock up and ache, and that arthritis will set in. You've got to listen to your body. You've got to stretch. You've got to learn to cool down. You've got to learn to not go too hard, not go too fast, and work yourself to your pace. Everybody has their own pace, their own story, their own journey. Listen to your body, listen to yourself, and take the time to truly recover. I want to give a shout out to Mr. Wilson and Miss Wilson, my Wilson family. Corey, I'm glad you're on the mend. Glad you're doing well. Glad everything went okay with your surgery. I'm praying for the Wilson family daily. They are, huge influences in my life, and to see them on the mend makes me very happy. But here's the thing: when you have a wife that cares about a husband and sees a husband damage himself, imagine the toll that it takes on her. Imagine the toll that it takes on your family, your kids that walk around and watch you damage yourself and want to see you succeed. I look at my brother and my fiance now, and my mom and Miss Wilson has been, like I said, a huge impact on my life. Corey Wilson as well. The things they put in front of me are always positive. But when Miss Winnie gets sick or something happens, she has to listen to her body. She has to stop. She has to rest. You can be 55 and alive. You can be 56 and no tricks, 57 and I'm still going to heaven, and so on and so forth. But when you don't listen to your body and you get sick and then wonder why, and you got people telling you, slow down, man, you're going too fast. You're going too stop being so stubborn and thinking you know every damn thing, and just chill. Step back a little bit. Lighten the workload a little bit. You know, and Charles, to just touch on that's a tough decision. Because I know when you're a boxer or a professional athlete, it's in your blood. I played football for so long. I I love the game, and when I officially got out of it because I was injured and had to heal before I came back and got back in it again, I was consumed by it, and it's hard to make the decision that it's time to step down, you know, from the professional spotlight and go in that and go in that reign. But in the same sense, you got to support yourself in the decisions that you make. And I support that as well. So good luck with everything, and I hope that goes extremely well. Listen, guys, I told you that the episode was going to be short today, and I do apologize for that. But this is the point where right now I'm going through, again, the stages of recovery still with this bronchitis that I have, and everything's pretty much gone. But I've just gotten back into the swing of things this week, and I really, again, I have to learn to listen to my body as well. I'm going to bed earlier now as I'm getting older, and I'm also waking up earlier from going to bed earlier. I don't stay up and till 2 or 3 in the morning as much as I used to. I still do sometimes. I'll have my game nights or so on and so forth, and that's okay. To have a little fun, to have a midnight snack here and there, but don't punish yourself with it. Get a good night, 7 to 8 hours sleep. The body needs 8 hours of sleep. Now, as an adult, sometimes, you can go on, 4 or 5 because your body has learned to adapt. Your body will learn to adapt. But go to bed at an early hour and slow down. Let your body relax. Turn your TV off. Turn your phones off. Turn your radios off. Your phones can be a distraction. The TV can be a distraction. Now, for me, the TV is not really a distraction. It's more of I listen to it to calm down, or I'll watch a couple of episodes to calm down. And most of the time, I'll fall asleep with the TV on. But guys, be careful. Listen to yourself, and um, that's awesome, Charles. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad that you got into coaching for it, and you're still in the field that you love. So that's something that I'm very happy that you love it. Thank you, Thomas, for your concern. I do feel quite better. I'm just not going to go quite the full hour today, but I do want to thank you guys for the prayers and concern. I know I've missed the last 4 shows, and thank you guys for understanding with me being sick. I had to get better. Dave, I appreciate you being up here, bro. I love you so much. I hope everything is continuing to go strong in your life. Happy birthday to you. By the way, just celebrated his birthday. I believe he's down in Daytona. He's on his way back from Daytona. Just celebrated his birthday yesterday. So happy birthday to you, and God bless the family. Again, special shout out to the Wilson family. Glad that Corey Wilson's doing better and starting to be on the mend and on the road to recovery. Thank you so much, Charles. I appreciate it. Just to have Corey back on the mend, and to have Miss Winnie back in the saddle again is nice. So I just wanted to say thanks for that. And you guys, thank y'all so much for the prayers and concern that you've given me over the years with My CP Does Not Define Me. Even with the thing of the name change and all of that, I know that there was a lot going on. But I do want to thank you guys, and I do want to thank my fans for sticking with me. I've had several views and several different shows that I put up. I'm a little behind on putting up shows, so do forgive me on that. But I will get this one up ASAP as soon as I put the other ones up as well. Always remember that if you can't be good, to be bad, but be good at it. This is D to the J with the roll away, saying thank y'all so much for everything. I do love you guys, and it means the world to me that you support me as long as you have. Please continue to do so. We will see you next Wednesday at 7 for another exciting episode of My CP Cerebral Palsy Does Not Define Me. Thanks, guys.
All right, everybody. That's going to do it for this week's episode of My CP Does Not Define Me. As always, you can catch us every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, live on the Disability Global Broadcast, Facebook Live, and on www.letgoradio.net. Also, if you haven't already checked out our YouTube channel, My CP Does Not Define Me, where we post all of our show's episodes in our My CP playlist. As always, I'm your host, D to the J with the roll away. If you can't be good, be bad, but be good at it. We'll see you next week.